Alrighty. We have another one, guys. Welcome to IT Security Labs. And today we don't have a lab really, we just have a certification. And this is one of those rare moments where we just get a chance to connect and talk about certifications, because once in a while we get a chance to discuss these certifications. And the main reason why I want to talk about this one is because it's a practical hands-on certification, and I'm very into hands-on practice, and that's what I like to do, and that's what this channel is all about, hands-on learning. And that's why the Certified Ethical Hacker Practical certification is really worth our time here, and also us talking about it. So that's why we're doing this. And thanks, BT. It's good to see you, man. And let me know if you can hear me in the comments. Otherwise, everything looks good. First thing first, I passed this certification today. It's a 6-hour exam, hands-on, in the EC Council iLabs. And that's why I wanted to just come back and share with you guys what I think about the exam. There's mixed feelings about certified ethical hacking certifications out there. I wanted to answer the few questions here, like, am I now a hacker? Is this certification worth it? How does it compare to other certifications? Not that I've taken all of them, and also just give you guys some tips for those maybe who might be taking this exam in a short time, and also those who might be thinking about it. We even talk about the cost and also how I prepared for it. And I think this is going to be a nice discussion for everybody involved here. So first thing first, I passed this certification today, and it was an interesting certification, just to say the least. Thanks for all the wonderful comments that you're leaving for me here. All right, so the first thing is, what is the CEH Practical, and how different is it from the CEH that is well known? Well, over the years, right, people used to know the Certified Ethical Hacker certification as the multiple choice 4-hour exam. I took the multiple choice 4-hour exam 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I actually passed that one as well. So as you can see, this is the OASP portal. I took the CEH multiple choice. I actually passed this one. You get a certificate when you take the exam, and I can show you here in a little bit. And then you can, let me just sign in. You cannot brute force this, so that's fine. Then once you take the exam, as you can see here, I passed with a 92% score. That was not the practical, that was just the other one. Multiple choice, there isn't much value in that, I will be honest with you, unless if you're really brand new to cybersecurity. The multiple choice one, you're just going to really regurgitate a lot of material back to them, 125 questions. That one in the Security Plus are pretty much on par with each other. That exam is not going to make you a hacker in any shape or form. You are someone who knows security principles. I'm not saying it's useless, I'm saying you're not a hacker. You are someone, an information security professional who knows the basics. So the name is misleading. The practical, on the other hand, does challenge you to apply a hacking methodology a little bit. So that's where the value is. So let's talk about that. The hands-on, this is what they say, right? They test your ability to sit for an exam and test your limits on unearthing vulnerabilities. Yes, there are some vulnerabilities that you have to find in the exam. You have to, of course, scan using tools that we use on this channel. If you are someone who follow my channel regularly, if you have seen 5 or 7 or 10 of my live streams, you will pass this exam no problem. If you understand what we do every Sunday, when we are hacking machines, you pass this exam without any issue, because the same methodology that we follow on our cheat sheet is pretty much the same. You run Nmap during the exam, you see vulnerabilities, you see services that are running, you try to get in. The only difference between what we do on this channel and this exam is that they don't try to get root, they don't try to even get user. They're just identifying vulnerabilities that are on the system, then you answer a few questions. So I would say this is easier than what you have seen me do on this channel every Sunday when we attack. For those who have never been here, this is what I'm talking about. Every attack and detect video that you see here, if you have seen a bunch of these, you will definitely pass this certification here. That's the first thing that I wanted to let you know, that you will pass this. It's not that difficult of an exam, to be honest with you. The next part that I wanted to cover was, let me go back to my courses here, was the fact that you do not need to take the multiple choice to take the Certified Ethical Hacker Practical. In fact, you can become a certified ethical hacker by taking one or the other. You can become a certified ethical hacker by taking the practical only without the multiple choice. Or you can become a certified ethical hacker by taking just the multiple choice. However, if you are like me and you took both of them, then you become what they call, where is it? A certified ethical hacker master. So I guess I'm now a certified ethical hacker master because I now have I've passed the multiple choice and I've passed the practical. So that's the only difference, is once you pass the multiple choice and the practical, you become certified ethical hacker master. But the multiple choice is not a prerequisite to take the practical. Anyone can take the practical at any given time. And I think that's a very important point to take there. So how did I prepare for the exam, and was I nervous for the exam? You know, just like any exam that you spend money on, you don't want to take things for granted, right? You don't want to be too cocky and say, well, I'll just show up and get it done. I did prepare for this exam, of course. One of the ways that I prepared for it, I upped the number of live streams that I did on this channel. So all these attack and detect that I did, I cracked a bunch of machines from VulnHub with you guys on live streams. So you see, my live streams frequency became higher with you guys as well. I cracked some not online with you, and I knew that doing this will help me, so I did a lot of them. That really helps. So VulnHub machines are definitely a must if you want to pass this exam. In fact, you become even better for the exam. You become too prepared for the exam if you can crack VulnHub machines for the CEH Practical. Another way that I prepared for it was I went ahead and just read what other people who have taken the exam were speaking about. And one of the most comprehensive documents that I found was this GitHub page by someone. I don't know who, but they did this like a month ago. That, at least that's the last commit. I don't think they leaked the exam. This is pretty much what everybody says. This is a 20 question challenges. You are supposed to enumerate a free environment. It's pretty much live systems. This is not some simulation or anything like that. These are live systems, just like a lab that we set up here on IT Security Labs. This is pretty much live systems that you run nmap, discover which systems are there, find out what ports are running, what vulnerabilities, if any. Then they start asking you questions about whatever things are on those systems. Then you give them the answers. It's 6 hours long. I was able to get 18 out of these 20. One of those questions frustrated the hell out of me. I didn't know what they were asking me. Maybe the service that they were talking about didn't come up. The question didn't make sense. I didn't even answer it. So I know I didn't get one right. The other one, I had no clue what they were talking about. I asked the proctor and he wasn't so nice. He was like, well, if you did the labs, you would know. I did all the labs and I still didn't get the question. So I got 18 out of 20. which was fine, but you need 14 to pass. If you run your enumeration right, like your nmap and all that good stuff, you get at least 7 of these 14 right off the gate. I mean, it's that simple. If you just enumerate well with your nmap, you get at least 7 answered right away. Like, you don't need to do further things like banner grabbing or anything if you have right scans that do good things for you. And on this channel, we do this every week. I mean, you see what we do here. It's second nature now for us, at least if you follow this channel, enumerating. So at least 7 of these will come from just enumerating systems and finding out what's there, and you know. Then, of course, they talk about vulnerability analysis. I just wanted to give you, highlight some of what they're talking about here. Yeah, this is system hacking, Stego. Yeah, you see almost everything that's here. So if you practice all these things, you'll be able to pass the exam. And we do a lot of these things here, except for steganography, which you get a lot of practice. For Stego, I encourage you to spend time on Hack the Box, the Stego challenges. I completed all of those a long time ago. So steganography is not something new to me. Just running steg hide or open Stego, finding information in images. Another thing that I can tell you is that during the exam, all the tools are loaded for you. You don't have internet access actually. So if you get stuck, you always get clues from whatever the tools they gave you anyway. So it's a super easy exam. Then of course, all these tools here that you have access to. So we have used most of these. So there is nothing really that you can't do. Something really helpful is spend time, read every single one of these things here. One of these write-ups, it's just good practice. Before you go to an exam, just read other people's write-ups, including, you know, like what I'm saying here, to get a good feel of what other people are talking about. You get a consistent message that the exam delivery or proctors, as they're called, they can be annoying, they can get on your nerves, which mine did today when I was asking him, like, hey, this is not working. He was like, if you did the labs, you would know. I was like, dude, that's rude. I did all the labs and I know this is not working. But anyway, also they take a lot of time to get you started. If you're anxious to get started, expect maybe like 20 or 30 minutes. If you're on a Mac, the system will keep asking for permissions to run this stupid application. It's a whole process. So you just want to get prepared and be in the right mentality for the exam. So that's the CEH Practical. For me, I was lucky enough to have an employer who is paying for it. The exam itself is a little pricey. So if you have the money, I encourage you to take it. I think it's worth it, especially if you are just a beginner. I don't think, as part of my honest opinion, I don't think it makes you an expert hacker. What it does is it gives you a good grasp of how to look at systems to look for vulnerabilities, how to look at systems for to be able to analyze systems. Does it make you an expert in any way? I don't think so. I don't think that you can get out of this exam and go out there and say you can pen test someone's network and write them a detailed report and be the expert in the company. I think that is far-fetched. There's better certifications out there that do that. However, this is a really great certification for people, especially if you've never been exposed to ethical hacking before, or if you just want validation for the experience that you already have. This can be really good. So that's, I think, a fair assessment for that. And the fact that you only need 14 out of 20 to pass makes it easier to pass, really. So that's something that you just need to keep in mind. I wouldn't be too worried about passing if you practice with VulnHub. if you have routed at least 5 machines from BoundUp and you know what you're doing, you will definitely pass this machine. Another point that I wanted to help with is look what all the notes that I had. This is all I had for my studies. Preparation. Here are the tools that I was supposed to look at before I go to the exam. And of course, I was armed with my notebook, which I had to reference it several times. I was armed with my notes from all of our live streams that we do. These actually helped me a little bit. In a way, here's something that really tripped me during the exam. I'm used to the free falling of my ethical hacking methodology. You know, I just come in here and I have my word list, for example. Well, this exam is not that free falling. For example, the word list that you have to use the ones that they give you. Don't go and throw roku.txt or your normal word list that you're familiar with. They will take you forever. They give you a word list with like 32 words. The list is 32 words in it instead of your roku.txt with more than 1,000. So use their word list that they put on the desktop of the Kali Linux instead of the ones that come with Kali. I got that hint from, I went to look for roku.txt and it was zipped, and I was like, wait a second, I don't have to unzip this. Then I remembered, oh, they actually, just like the labs, they give you a folder with word list, and they even say, hey, this word list is for this. So use their word list. don't yes. And it's open book, open internet. You can Google anything, which is silly because I have this lab manual. I had to reference it a couple of times because there's some tools that I had to reuse and I had forgotten. So you can open this book, you can Google things during the exam. It's that straightforward. So yes, for the CEH Practical, it's open book as well, which makes it super easy for most people. Another underwhelming thing that I found for the exam was this certificate. Come on, you can do better for the certificate. This certificate looks like Howard just printed it out of his basement. This certificate could have been designed in a better way. If they're claiming this is a better note, then yeah. Are the notes public? Are you talking about my OneNote? If you're referencing these ones, no, these ones are just mine. I don't know how to share OneNote with the public without having them tied with Microsoft licensing, because I think I need to move this to Cherry Tree. Then I can share Cherry Tree files, maybe. But of course, I'm going to transfer. Now that I'm done with CEH Practical, these ones are going to be moved to my next gig, which is this right here, the Certified Penetration Testing Professional. As you can see, I've already made a dent. The material is almost identical, to be honest. I'm already going through this material. The same methodology, just a little bit more in depth, and I'm seeing the same material that we've gone through over and over again. So it's just reinforcing the same. I already have an exam voucher for this. I got this as a bundle for $3,500 for CEH multiple choice, CEH Practical, and this one. So I'll be taking this. I'm tempted to want to take it maybe in January or February, get it out of the way. Then I'll take the OASP. So these ones are sort of like my appetizer before the OASP, you know. So yeah, the next one is the Certified Penetration Testing Professional, and I have videos training for this as well, which is going to be super fun. I don't know what you're talking about, PF Sense there. All right, so Those are my thoughts on the CEH Practical. It is definitely worth it if you can afford it. I think that if you are somebody who is brand new to ethical hacking, even though people say you need to go for the CISSP, you need to go for this other exams out there, I think the CEH Practical is a good competitor if you have an employer who is paying for it, or if you can afford it. It's definitely up there. It's also recognized as well and required by Department of Defense. So I think it's a wonderful certification. I definitely would recommend it to other people as well. There's some phrase out there that I've seen that other friends do not encourage other friends to take CEH. I think I beg to differ. The CEH is definitely an exam to take, and by that I mean the practical. Would I be recommending people to spend a lot of money on the CEH multiple choice? The multiple choice one, I'm on the fence, to be honest. The multiple choice is a great certification for sure. You can definitely take it if it's really required of you. But if you're between the multiple choice and the practical, since the practical is not, since the multiple choice is not required, I'll just say take the practical. You definitely learn a lot there. There is definitely a lot of things that you can learn from the practical, especially from this book here. A lot of things that you can learn, especially about open source, OSINT. You can learn a lot about injections. You can learn a lot about even cloud security. I think that there is a lot of also emphasis on analyzing traffic, especially during this exam that I took today. You actually had to look into Wireshark and other tools and actually capture traffic in a live network and identify certain types of traffic and be able to read Wireshark captures and stuff like that. I think those are the skills that the industry needs. And I'll be honest, I think it's definitely worth it. People beat down the CEH and EC Council, but on this one, I think they found a winner. I'm not sure how much it costs most people, but it's definitely something to consider if you can afford it. The exam fee, let me see. For me, I got the bundle for all these exams for $3,500. So it was CEH, multiple choice, certified penetration testing professional, and CEH practical. Then I got the video training for all of them. Then I also got 1 week training, live instructor training. That's what I did. But let's look at the pricing for these. Was that's interesting, right? The exam is $550. It's a $550 exam, and I think you also have to apply for $100. Or something like that. Yeah. So that's what I have. So far I took both of these, and I'm waiting for them to send me my CEH Master Achieved certification, and then I just have to get my CPEs every single year to maintain this certification. It's not really going to do much for me other than just having the certification. I'm glad that I did it. It was a wonderful experience. I don't discount any learning opportunities that I get. I definitely knew more for this exam than I thought I did, but at the same time, I did learn a bunch more stuff from it, like a few things, especially on cryptography and traffic analysis. Definitely something to add to my portfolio of things to learn as well. Let me know if any of you guys are planning on taking this exam. I highly encourage you to do so if you have the funds or if your employer is funding it. Otherwise, I'll always be happy to assist you or discuss any components that you want without leaking the exam to you. The biggest advice that I give you though is just spend some time cracking machines on VownHub. If you can hack a bunch of WordPress machines, you're golden. If you know the methodology of identifying a vulnerability on a machine, be able to exploit it using a Kali Linux machine, you're way ahead of the curve, and this exam will not be that difficult for you. There is more to it than just hacking machines, of course, but that's one of the main components to that. Yes, Kira, I'm glad you're taking it. You actually have a lot of fun. It took me about 3.5 hours, which surprised me because I thought I would clear it in about 45 minutes. I showed up very confident. I was like, I'm just gonna run my scans, be out in and out. The trouble that I found with this exam was that there was a machine that was timing out. Like I would run my thing, then it would time out, then I had to wait, it would freeze, then I had to wait, and that felt like forever. So that was a thing that was happening there. My advice is run all your Nmap scans at once. Have a plan like what I do here. Just run your Nmap at the beginning. Do your top 1000 ports. Do your UDP. This is my methodology. I run my my Nmap first, top 1000 independent. Then I do my UDP independent of the top 1000. Then I save my results. Then of course I do something like this and save them to a text file. Actually, I had another one with all the ports. Once you're done with these, you can answer a lot of questions pretty much from a lot of your Nmap results. And a lot of the other tools that you might have there, know them very well. I'm talking these. Let's go back here. I'm talking whatever this guy mentioned here. In fact, let's use the exam brochure because I think that's what they encourage you to do. Here are the topics that you cover. You'll be surprised, malware threats are also a big deal for this one, and these components of malware that I thought were clever, and this is actually really good. And most of the things that they say you will learn, you actually do learn, which I think they deliver very well for people who pay a lot of money for this exam. So if you want a fun way to learn, it's sort of gamified. I think they put it in a way that is super fun. It's not like intimidating because there's these questions that they ask you. It's like capture the flag, but not really, because you're not capturing any flags. You're answering 20 questions, but if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll not be able to answer the questions. So you're actually working on things. So yeah, it's super fun. Another thing that threw me off a little bit is I'm so used to working on my Kali Linux. So having some of my hacking tools on Windows threw me off just a little bit. I don't like to use Windows for a lot of things, but I guess it just shows that you need to adapt a little bit. So having some of your hacking tools in Windows can be a problem for most people. But yeah, that can work as well for some people. So if you're planning on taking this exam, also be willing to do that. Another thing is, if you're on an iMac, which I do, this thing is like 5K, the resolution just shrinks everything. Right now I have 2 monitors. During the exam, you can only use 1 monitor, which can be a problem for you. And if you use 1 monitor and the resolution shrinks and everything is in a web browser, the exam can be a problem for you. But it's easy to adapt that way. What else? Alright guys, so that's what I had for the practical. I just in conclusion here, if you're planning on taking the CEH Practical, just go and do it. Don't waste too much time. Go and do it. Just practice the material that I mentioned here. From this GitHub page, this person did all the work for you. They put together some material to read through, and also the tools that are covered, and also from this brochure that they put together for you. I think that with this material together, you'll be able to pass. And if you do CTFs and hack the box and follow my channel here, you definitely pass this without a problem. And hopefully you can do it faster than me, because for me, I actually spent too much time waiting for brute force stuff and also just trying to be too perfect. Oh, this is all you need. At least that's all I needed. Yeah, that's all I needed. In the next few weeks, expect, since I'm going for the Certified Penetration Testing Professional, this is another hands-on exam that I will be taking. As you can see, I'm slowly building to that OASP, right? And this time I'm actually going for it. The Certified Penetration Testing Professional, I already have an exam voucher, as you can see here. I have my training in place. I have about 23 hours of training to go through, so I'll be busy taking that. When am I taking the OASP? My goal is to take it before June of next year. So the first part is I'm going to take the Certified Penetration Testing Professional. I just get it out of the way. A lot of people tell me that I should be ready for the OASP, but the truth is I'm definitely terrified of the OASP. I don't want to take it twice. And most of the certifications that I've taken, including the CISSP, I rarely take certifications twice. I do not want to fail certifications. So because of that, I like to get ready. I'm one of the people that believes that I need to sharpen my knives before I go to battle. And this is part of me sharpening my tools to make sure that when I go there, it's a one and done deal. And that's me building CEH Practical, Certified Penetration Testing Professional. Of course, the change that you're going to notice on this channel is we've done a lot of VownHub machines, and we've done more than, I would say, more than 15 so far. You're going to see a lot of hack the box Windows machines pop in. You're going to see a lot of try hack me. in the next few weeks. That's going to introduce a lot of Windows because I want to add a bunch of Windows stuff now. So Try Hack Me and Hack the Box are going to be introduced to my live streams. A lot of that because I want to build on a lot of Windows stuff. Make sure that I get a beef up on my Windows enumeration and Windows pen testing. So that's what you should expect from our live streams. So unfortunately, that might mean that a little bit less of security onion if I'm on these public platforms, but I need to make sure that my pen testing skills go up a little bit because of that. Then as we do that, I'll also keep updating you, but this CPEN or Certified Penetration Testing Professional, I haven't registered for it yet, but I'm thinking sometime in January or February, but before the end of January, I'm thinking I should take this and get it done as well. Awesome. And I hope you guys are also getting motivated because at the end of the day, right, this is what we do. We learn by doing. When I started this channel, my main goal was not to come here and be this expert that gives people knowledge. My goal was to say, this is how we learn. This is how people build their skills, because people say there's a shortage of cybersecurity professionals. That's true. And there's also a lot of people out there writing on forums, I need a job in cybersecurity. What do I do? Then you tell them, hey, all you need to do is just learn. Create a lab and learn. People are extremely terrified or somehow not motivated to learn. They want the job. They don't want to put the time to learn. Employers, they want the people who are skilled. They don't want to train them. Of course, there's going to be a gap. There's a lot of lazy people who don't want to learn. There's a lot of employers who don't want to train. And I hope by having this channel, we can bridge that gap. We can have a lot of motivated people, hardworking people who want to put the time, who want to do what's necessary to get hired. Then the employers are going to have a pool of people who are putting the right effort, and then the industry is going to have skilled people. And I hope that's what we achieve by having this channel. And that's why I'm sharing with you guys what I'm doing. And that's the whole deal here. So if you're looking for an expert who is going to teach you how to be a pen tester, there's qualified people on YouTube who do that. And my channel is not where you come to learn from an expert, unfortunately. You come here to learn from a peer, someone like you who is learning. That's who I am. I'm not, there's John Hammond, I'll give you some names. There's Stark, there's the Cyber Mentor. Those are experts you can go and learn from if you want to learn from experts. If you want to learn from someone like you who is learning just like you, then this is the channel to learn like that. And that's the distinction there. And if you want to see someone make mistakes, silly mistakes, this is a place too, because I make really dumb mistakes that you can see in my live streams. So that's our channel. And if you like that type of stuff, subscribe and join us on Sundays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be upping our pen testing skills, and hopefully we can get better at Windows pen testing as well, because we'll be getting way better at this than just getting these certified ethical hacker certifications as well. All right, I will take more questions here if people have questions. Let me look at what DEFCON 0 and Matthew are talking about, and others as well. Is anyone here taking the OASP or already taken the OASP? You like to see hacking videos like Network Chuck? Over here we do it a little different. We do mostly CTFs, mostly with a goal. And as you can see, my goal is to practice for the OSCP and learn a specific skill. So we target something and we accomplish that. Unfortunately, it's not as entertaining as Network Chuck. I know Network Chuck makes everything super glamorous, and he has a big personality. Over here, it's a little bit more on the dry side. I wish I can be more. I could be more animated. I'm more focused on the skill set, on the sub meta. Make sure that we get the skills down than the theater, so to say. I can focus on both the entertainment and the learning at the same time. Over here, we're talking about Kali Linux and Nmap, and we focus on that. But as we get better, maybe we can become more entertaining. There is some dry humor once in a while. Right? There's a place for everything, right? People go to Comedy Central for comedy, and people come here for hacking. Thanks. All right, so that's the goal. If you guys are going for the OASP, stay there with me. I'm definitely going to go for the OASP. I just want to pass it on the first try. I hope. I'm definitely terrified of the OASP. I've been talking about the OASP for over a year now. I almost got this close to taking it. Then I was like, wait a second, I'm going to be grilled by this thing. Let me start back. And I took a step back again. But this time I'm going to pull the plug and actually take it. And another part as well is I also try, which is I think another tip that I would like to give other people as well. I also try to make sure that I don't pay for certifications out of pocket if I don't have to. If you have an employer who is willing to pay for them, wait for them to pay for them, because these certifications can be very expensive. Over the past 2 years, I got the CCNP, CISSP, now the CEH. I would have been broke if I took all these certifications out of pocket. I mean, I'm talking between training and everything, I would have paid 10 grand. That is not something I would suggest anyone to pay. Lucky for me, I had employers pay for them. And part of that involves waiting, making sure that, you wait for you go and present your case and say, hey, I want to check this certification. Is it a good time for you to do so? And they say yes, and then they pay for it. So I encourage you to not just sacrifice your funds if you don't have to. If your certification is not going to put you in a different place than where you are, always wait. That's the smart thing to do. Don't just get it for the sake of getting it. In this case, for me, the certification is going to put me in a hopefully a better position than where I am. So that's what happens. All right. So thank you all for joining me tonight. This was just a little different than what we normally do. My live streams, what we normally do is we are usually cracking machines. We are labbing away, usually looking at network traffic in Security Onion or in a Kali machine, doing a CTF somewhere. So today is just a little different, just talking about CEH Practical, because I think it's a wonderful certification for learning hands-on things that I think if you have a chance, go and take it. You also have a lot of fun taking it. And thank you all for the congratulations messages. I appreciate it. If you want to see how to build a lab, I have a series of 12 videos that you can see. Check this channel. There's a playlist of 12 videos that show you exactly how to build a lab that will get you started. And a lab, you're going to be able to customize it to your needs. But this is the 12 videos that I give you will give you a skeleton lab with an Active Directory environment and a Security Onion environment. Then from there, you can just add or remove things that you don't want. But that is a lab to get started that I think will make your life easier. Is the exam open book? Yes. In fact, it was literally open book. This is the book that I was actually using. I only opened the book maybe twice to look at specific tools, it's open book, open internet. Can you imagine going to an exam where you have the whole internet to yourself? I googled things during the exam a couple times, just the syntax for certain tools that I had forgotten. So don't memorize things for the exam. Don't memorize tools, really. Just know what tools do. Go through the tools once, then go for the exam. If you forget, you can always Google them. And I think they say it's open book because in the brochure here they say that they want it to be as real world as possible. So and to be honest with you, I don't know what CEH Master is going to give me. What, am I going to get a new certificate with my CEH Master? I haven't looked into that. I have to do some research and figure out what I just achieved. But what I know is that the CEH Practical is a wonderful set for most people, and it's definitely worth your time, especially if you are brand new to cybersecurity. If you have a few years and you have been doing ethical hacking, you're better off skipping it. But if you're just starting out, definitely recommend it. All right, so thank you all for joining. This was just a little different than usual, but I appreciate everybody who joined. I will be seeing you guys, hopefully. Since I'm so motivated right now, I'm thinking tomorrow night I will come back and we'll crack another machine. I haven't cracked the machine in a little bit here. So tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, stop by. Let's get a found up machine and we can crack it and analyze some traffic. So see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining.